a debtor is unable to pay the debt, on time, and time is extended for him to pay more, that's what they call riba nasiya. In other words, time is being extended for him to pay more, or payment time is being delayed for him or for her to pay more. This is what they call riba nasiya. It happens in loan transactions. It is also against the teaching of Islam. Secondly, is what they call riba al-fadl. That is when there is physical, increase, or when the object of sale is measured in is measured in quantity term, and it usually happens with things that are consumed by human beings, consumable products like food, like grain, for instance, like rice, like salt, whatever. In in these particular instances, it has to be of the same quantity. Sorry. So in other words, if you are changing, let's say, corn, or let's say you are changing rice. Let's take rice as an example. You have different varieties of rice. You have the American rice, you have Saddam, you have other brands of rice, but they are classified as one category. If you are exchanging one type of it with another type, it has to be of the same quantity. You understand? So yes, if the bag is 50, must be 50 kilo by 50 kilo, or 25 kilo by 25 kilo, for example, regardless of the brand names.
Like what I want to say right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, for example,
Saddam, I'm sure you're driving towards.
Yeah,
regardless
Saddam
of the brand name.
Benz.
Yes. Regardless of, they are all classified as one category. That's the danger in it. They are all classified as one category, and because they are classified as one category, transactions can happen. When transactions happen, two conditions must be taken into account. One, it must be by direct transfer, and second, they must be of the same quantity at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
so this is what they call riba al-fadl.
You're still coming on for this food commodity. For example, salt. Salt for salt, it should be.
Yes.
Now, what of an iodine salt and uniodine salt?
Insofar as it falls under the terminology salt,
no matter what
happens, they come under the same category. But if there are different types, let's say rice and beans, for instance, they are not of the same type of category. In this case, the quantities may differ. You may give 50 kilos, and in return the other one you get 30, but it has to be by direct transfer too.
Okay, it shouldn't be stale.
Yeah, it is absolutely prohibited to exchange food for food of any category if it is done by direct transfer. It has to be by direct transfer. Give on one hand and take the other hand.
Okay.
Quantities may differ if they are of the same if they are not from the same type. Okay. If they belong to different type or category, then quantities can differ. But it has to be by direct transfer. So if they belong to the same category or the same class, it has to be of the same quantity, and it has to be also by direct transfer.
That's the second one.
Wallahu alam, yes.
The third one?
The third one is what they call riba muzabana. Usually it happens when there is uncertainty in the transactions. Either the price is not certain, or the object of sale is not certain, or the time of payment is not certain. It's usually a deceptive transactions. It's a transaction during which one of the parties may or try to deceive the other party. Okay. And sometimes, like I've just said, uncertainty may happen with regard to the price. Okay. Like say, here is a certain quantity of rice you want to sell. And then what is the price? The price is not known. You understand? Let's say, for instance, the timing of payment is not known. So if you agree with somebody to buy, let's say, 50 bags of rice from him, but the rice is not here, the rice is in Newman, where you belong to. You pack them in your store at home, but you are not sure whether they are there. So there's uncertainty about whether the object of sale is available. And the same thing also happens with price. If the price is not, it's like, you say, I'm going to buy it at a given price. What is the price, but it's not decided? Or a price that will be decided later. Or I'm going to buy it at $50,000, but I'll pay it sometime later. What do you mean by sometime later? It's not defined. So in other words, if there is uncertainty with regard to the timing of payment or timing of delivery of the object of sale, or if there is uncertainty with regard to the price or the object of sale itself, it becomes a deceptive transaction and therefore becomes ribawi.
Okay.
Allahu Alam.
Now, what are the dangers of consuming riba? What harm does it do in this world and in the hereafter?
You know, Abu Bakr, whatever Allah prohibits, whether it is, with regard to what we consume, what we wear, what we do, what we say, we are absolutely safe if we can avoid it, And the dangers involved in consuming riba could be many. But like it's typical of any sinful act. Any time that a Muslim is involved in any sinful act, he exposes himself to the danger of being spiritually cut off from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's this tradition of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, that sometimes you see Muslims, spending a lot of time praying, raising their hands upward, praying, Allahumma, Allahumma, calling for God. God will never answer. He said, why? Because mostly either what they wear is haram or what they eat is haram. So in other words, that very, very important spiritual connection, spiritual relationship that the individual believer enjoys between him and God, that special relationship that makes prayers quickly accepted by God is going to be the first casualty if somebody consumes riba. You understand? And secondly, sin is sinful. And then thirdly also, it's usually exploitative in nature. You like somebody lives on exploiting others. You understand? So the fact that somebody's flesh is being nourished based on riba, that itself is a musibah, God forbid. And like the different traditions of the Prophet of Islam had it, unless Allah forgive, but the flesh that is nourished with riba will have Jahannama as his final home. God forbid. Allah.
Okay. Now, if you've been doing business, by one reason or the other, you happen to accrue some riba, how do you dispose it and so that you don't use it?
Yes, this method of disposal of riba, the ulama of Islam have said something about it. I've seen some fatwa from the ulama of Hijaz, and also is in line with some of the scholars, the jurists of the Maliki school, particularly the Mutaakhir al-Malikiyya, because riba is haram money. In other words, it doesn't belong to you. And because it doesn't belong to you, you find it very difficult to apply some of the concepts, terminologies. Generosity or gift. Like if you want to, let's say donation. You cannot donate what you do not own. You cannot give away something as gift that you don't own. It's not yours. You can only donate or give gift, you understand, or lend something that you own. So what do you do? What name do you call it? The ulama said that just give it away. How do you call it? It's not for you to decide. It doesn't matter. What is important for you is to make sure that the riba is away from you. And riba is a very, very critical situation because like the hadith of Prophet ﷺ said, God, cursed the one that consumes riba, and also the other one that gives it to other people to consume. It's a very delicate situation. So if that is the situation, therefore, condition is that give it away, don't use it, and if you are going to give it to any person, make sure that that is justified by the principle of necessity. If somebody is, under serious need, somebody is extremely poor, and it's so much so that he or she doesn't have any other means of, survival except this at that particular moment, then you can give it to that person to make sure that, the person is rescued, because necessity or darura sometimes relaxes the law. Sometimes it makes it easy or it makes it permissible for somebody to do something which would have otherwise been Dikala haram.
Okay.
Yeah, Wallahu alam.
Doctor, during our last program, we had a lot of callers. A lot of people send in text messages. And I would like to start asking those text messages.